Hi guys, I'm just doing a quick Facebook Live to talk a little bit about what's going on in Contra Costa County and in San Francisco, and why our group, Parents Against CPS Corruption, is launching the efforts that we are launching right now, which are judge recalls in both San Francisco and Contra Costa County. A large problem what's going on is that there isn't any oversight of our judiciary, and this really ties into the problem with CPS corruption because the judges are supposed to be the gatekeepers of the system. And this is why we're targeting the judges, because they are the ones with the most power. They are the ones that are supposed to put a stop and an end to the injustices and abuse of power of the social workers. So anyway, we chose Contra Costa County because we had there was this large team. We had a strong team there. And in that county in particular, there are 4 judges who have violated the rights of over 100 people that we know under the same patterns of misconduct. Judge Rebecca Hardy, Judge Lois Haight, and then on the family law side, there's Judge Jill Fannin and Judge Bowen. What's going on is it's a serious problem. It's a pattern. I've looked at paperwork. I've spoken to dozens and dozens and dozens of people that tell me the same story with Judge Hardy and the same with Judge Haight. They're violating constitutional rights, due process, equal protection of the law, right to fair and competence, right to fair and speedy trials, and people's right to competent legal counsel. They're also violating juvenile laws. They're allowing the department to remove children with no evidence over nothing. The department, CPS, is removing children without reasonable efforts. They're not providing reasonable services. And they're also, they're pressuring parents to take plea deals in Contra Costa County under the guise that their children will be removed if they admit to charges against them. These parents complete their case plans, and then in case after case after case, Judge Hardy and Judge Lois Haight still adopt children out. There are so many instances of misconduct, and then above that, you can't get a fair trial in Contra Costa County. They're violating rules of court, discovery. The CPS is allowed to withhold evidence. They're covering up foster care abuse. There's just no way that Judge Hardy and Judge Haight are not colluding with Contra Costa CFS. There is too much going on, and if you really know the law, and I'm not an expert, but I know the law very, very well. I've studied the law. I've spent a lot of time. I've read straight through about 4 juvenile law books, and if you know the laws, it will sicken you. There is no way that all of these rights in juvenile laws are being violated, and it's not being done intentionally. So, we're about to launch our judge recalls against Judge Hardy and Judge Haight in the juvenile court. It's in circulation now, and it should be filed within next week. Judge Fannin is in circulation, and Judge Christopher Bowen, he's now on our roster as well in Contra Costa County. And now we only have about 5 or 6 cases so far with Judge Bowen because he has been removed from the family court. But those few cases are really egregious when you look at the facts, when you look at the truth. There is no way, I can't wrap my brain around how he could make such decisions in his court, under the guise of the children's best interest. So now that's Contra Costa County, and now I'm going to talk a little bit about San Francisco County, where we started in San Francisco. And what happened in San Francisco is that it was in San Francisco that it first came to my knowledge that the courts are rigged. And maybe not all of them, but I know the court that I was trapped in was rigged, and I had clear and convincing evidence, really strong evidence, that everyone in my case was colluding to keep my child out of my custody, and I could prove it. I was lucky I got out. And the San Francisco court really made a lot of efforts to sort of remedy what I had discovered. The judge that was on my case is no longer on that case. The supervising judge is no longer supervising judge of that department. And I don't know if this was specifically because of our efforts, but I know that the San Francisco court was realigned and for the better. except what happened was there was still one really bad judge there, and that's Judge Susan Brielle. And there was still a handful of people involved in San Francisco CPS, and also on the San Francisco Juvenile Dependency Panel, the court-appointed attorneys that I know for a fact are corrupt. Again, the same pattern, people coming to me with the same handful of characters, violating rights in the same way. And again, the cases are rigged. We have now, in San Francisco County, there are 4 cases at issue for us. And it's the same players. It's Donna Levy, Christine Coggins, Autumn Taylor, and Michelle Snow. The people on these cases are the same people that were on my case. And Judge Brielle presided over all of these cases. And what Judge Brielle is doing in cases where there is not enough evidence to keep children detained or to terminate parental rights, in all of these cases, she is now working together and conspiring with the minors' attorneys to unlawfully place restraining orders on parents against their children, which basically puts a stop. It halts their case. I mean, if your child has a restraining order against you, until that restraining order is lifted, your hands are tied. It doesn't matter if they have no evidence. And there's very little, there's just not enough protections against these restraining orders. And so, we went back into San Francisco, and, Judge Brielle is a bad judge. I'm really glad we went back in. And, that's all I need to see a pattern. And the fact that I know already that the people involved in these cases were the same people involved, it's the same attorneys. I have evidence, I know it. And I'm really glad that we're doing it. In part, I recognize that the San Francisco court is trying to make improvements, but one crooked judge and a handful of bad players can destroy a lot of lives, and I know it firsthand. So we will be filing recall against Judge Brielle as well, and I'll be preparing it this week, and next week we're looking at filing it. So over the next few months, we will be gathering signatures. We will have signature gathering events in Contra Costa County and San Francisco. We're looking at 2 times a week in each county. And, I'm really hoping, obviously, you never know. We may actually get the signatures. But, even if we don't, the idea is that we're going to be out there every day and educating the public about what's going on, because a lot of these cases are confidential. People aren't looking at it, and just being out there every day is a sort of, it's citizen oversight. That's what I call it. And it shows them, it shines a spotlight on what's going on. And, I don't know, all I know is, I don't know if we're going to be successful. All I know is we're going to try our best, and to the best of our ability, this is what we have, and this is what we can do. And another reason why we do this is because I don't know how to fix the system. I know I got out, but I got lucky. But when I got out and I got my son back, so many people still had their children. So many good people that were with me, that stuck with me, that helped me bring my son home, were still trapped in the system. And I don't have any answers. I can tell you, I can open a book and point to what's supposed to go on, except that's not happening. And really, when the cases are rigged the way they are, when the judge and the court is corrupt, when the court-appointed attorneys are working against you, there really are no answers. You can do everything right. You can have, and your children still won't come home. So, for me, the only answer to all the people that are in our group is that this is the only way I know how to try, so this is what we're doing. Whether we're successful or not, we're going to try. And that's all I have to say. I don't know what's to come after this. I know that we, PAC, our group, has made a promise to our members in Contra Costa County and San Francisco County to do what we can, successful or not, and we're going to do it, and we're going to try to do it the best we can. So I wish our San Francisco and Contra Costa members the best. I really hope, I pray every day that you guys have improved outcomes. I may not be able to deliver that. And for a lot of people, I know some people may get out. They may get lucky like I did. I know that everyone won't. And the best I can do right now is I'm just trying my best not to internalize that. I'm trying my best to realize that we have made an impact. You know, my son is home, and no, we won't be able to bring home all the kids, but at least we're trying. So anyway, that's it, and I wish everyone the best, and that's all. Tune in for our recall campaign.